The highest flood tide for 60 years is expected in 2 hours' time, and there's only one thing between the North Sea and a refrigerated display cabinet containing vulnerable vegetable samosas and festive mince pies. Matt Turner, owner of Wells Deli.
Honestly, I couldn't give a stuff. If it was consumed by Mother Nature, I'd actually be a very happy man.
All right.
Yeah.
Such is the concern over a range of perishable items along the sea front that the Wells Harbour Authority has put these pieces of wood over the gateway. In the fish and chip shop, the employees stand silently. There's a palpable sense of shock as the Wells Harbour Authority pieces of wood prove to float. Matt now realises it's serious and evacuates the shop.
What? Say that again. Is everybody out?
Whether it's the impending torrent of seawater or the news that the Wells Deli has served its last slice of lemon drizzle cake, there's a sudden collapse of morale amongst the frontline services. They retreat behind their defensive line. It's now just up to Matt.
Are you alright? Alright.
At least Tabby's prepared.
Oh my god! Oh my god.
Not tried yet.
That girl didn't realise how high it was on that one.
Straight on top of that. Over to you, Lee.
Over to me.
Albatross, a 180-ton Dutch sailing barge, has become a renowned folk music venue, as well as providing afternoon teas and pancakes. Her captain, Ton, fears she may be washed onto the quay by the tidal surge. Looking worse than you thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Why is that coming in with the bloody...
Not low enough.
While Matt fine-tunes his shop's seaworthiness over the road to prevent potential parking infringements, the Wells Quay car park pay and display meter was not turned off.
Turn the electrics off, Matt.
Well, they're not underwater, are they?
With the water levels ever rising, it's essential Matt turns off the electricity supply.
Why is that still going? Can you then turn it all off?
Should be all off now.
No, it's not, is it?
So it's a bit worrying, isn't it? The water's almost up to the level of the windows.
Yep.
Is it?
Yep, it is at the level of the windows now.
You know, I've been saying for years, you know, we're so overdue for one of these. You know, and I've never really done anything about it. So now it's sort of paying us back dividends.
The tidal surge is even greater than predicted and is now at the highest level on record. Albatross is being lifted up onto the Wells Quay car park. Parking without a ticket could incur a £60 fine, but there's another worry. If Albatross is partially stranded over the quay wall, she could break in two. This would cause massive disruption to the local folk music schedule. For the greatest tide since records began, a dustpan and mop seem no longer adequate, so Matt and Tabby upgrade to some ice cream cartons. Do you think we've had this going for years and you're totally unprepared?
I think so, Dave. I think, yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. Yeah.
You know, you're now scooping out with ice cream.
Yeah.
Carton.
Do you want me to tell you what an arse I feel? And you know, how I'm a disgrace to humanity.
So I got it, you just carry on.
Mucky old water. We've been here now for 14 weeks. Food's run out. Nothing left to drink but salt water.
Eventually, the tide gives up. Other seafront premises had their front doors stoved in by the tide. Rigging a sail seems to have saved Albatross from being stranded on the quay alongside the Wells Deli.
Fortunately, we got the idea to push it off with the sail. Otherwise, we would have been hanging on that quay now. So, lucky us.
I never thought it was ever going to end. I thought it was just going to go on forever.
The next morning, before dawn, Sky TV are anchoring their entire morning programme from the Wells Quay, just yards away from Matt's Deli. Matt, ever conscious of once being an extra in a film Revolution, which flopped even though his scene was cut, feels his time for public exposure has come. He conspicuously hangs round the front, fiddling with sandbags, hoping to be noticed. Alas, even Radio Norfolk choose to interview Tabby.
You think that it might be, but you never really think it's going to. No, it was a little bit worse than we thought.
So the mop's out again?
But Tabby and Matt seem to have weathered the storm.
One might even say we conquered. We took on Mother Nature and won.
Matt was convinced the Prime Minister had heard of his heroic struggle and was on his way. This would put Wells Deli on the map.
This is the local team. This is Sophie, who's the team.
Literally towards the end, yeah.